We find ourselves at the home of the world's first retractable natural grass field as you get a look inside State Farm Stadium in Glendale. It's certainly hot outside here in the desert, but somehow this Cardinal crowd turned up the heat a moment ago. They were in a frenzy as their team emerged from the tunnel, and the Cardinals, they're set to do battle with the Washington Redskins. No more training camp, no more exhibitions. The 2018 NFL season on EA Sports is underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go, 15.
Now the first carry for Adrian Peterson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. If you're an Adrian Peterson fan, that's the sign that you want to see right there on the other end. They got to learn to get him down, or this could be a long one.
And it's also the sign that his team wanted to see. Him making that type of a run, having a force and an impact on the game that early, that really demoralizes the defense because they realize it could be a long game trying to get him on the ground.
Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
I said, line 80!
They give it to Peterson. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down and about the length of the football.
Get there, get there. Oh, good night, baby. Good night, baby.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. Throwing is Smith. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. A gain of 11 and a first down. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. It makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
Redskins with their first trip to the red zone thus far. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. This is the veteran fullback, John Kuhn. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
On 2nd down, here's Smith. It's Alex Smith's first touchdown pass as a Washington Redskin. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Excellent start there. First drive of the season. Big-time success putting it in the end zone.
And remember, that was done without any real map of how to do it. In other words, the deeper you get into the season, you got game film to work off of, tendencies to work off of. The first drive of the season, things can be entirely different than what you've seen in the past. It's a really good job of execution by them.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is T.J. Logan to return it. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
That is right. All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll look to throw on 1st down with Josh Rosen. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And that one results in 35 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
A big welcome back here for David Johnson, who almost missed all of last year. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32. As David Johnson works his way back from the wrist injury, what are the hesitations, the cautions for him?
Well, number one, you want to make sure he's got full strength in the wrist because he's going to carry the football an awful lot, so ball security is important. And you definitely want to make sure there's flexibility there because he's been such a great pass catcher in the past. You want to make sure he gets back to being able to do that as well.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now Rosen to throw on 2nd down. Josh Rosen put that one in the trophy case, his first NFL touchdown pass, as his guys are on the board here in this 1st quarter.
I don't care how calm, cool, collected you carry yourself. I don't care how contained you are in your emotions. Your first touchdown pass in the NFL is awfully special. And Josh Rosen is always going to put out the vibe that, hey, I do this all the time. But inside, he's got to be so excited to have that first taste of success in the league.
Dawson able to connect on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Redskins making their way out. Last year a fairly quiet 7-9. Now the big change, of course, for 2018 here, exit Kirk Cousins, enter Alex Smith at quarterback. What does that change?
The change is that you have a quarterback who takes care of the football in a big way, but still can deliver it downfield. Alex Smith has such a reputation for being careful that it's overblown. He will take the shot downfield. If receivers shake free, get open, he'll deliver it. The other part of that, they get an offensive line. If they can get health there and have consistency up front, that offense can move, and that's what they're going to need to do if they want to compete in the NFC East.
On 1st down, Smith. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives them a new set of downs.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Here's Smith. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. Hassan Reddick in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Yeah, they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. Smith will bring his guys up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. Handoff comes to Peterson. And he'll get it across midfield and down into Cardinal territory. Give the tackle to Hassan Reddick.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
To throw on 2nd down is Smith. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. So we race the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking like the 2x2-inch ones that you can buy.
Yeah.
In addition to the pencil.
And those last for
a long time.
No doubt.
To throw is Smith. Throw left side is complete to Reed. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Smith finding his big tight end Reed for a Redskins first. Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it?
Now the ball comes loose, and the Cardinals have got it going the other way. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations, big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10 right at the 30.
Watch it now, Barney! Gun!
Following a fumble recovery, it's Rosen looking deep downfield. He couldn't. Pops out, incomplete.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Green,
yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. On 2nd down, Johnson. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation
right, now,
here defensively.
Lucky 56. Detroit! 50. Watch him now, Barney! Check.
Rosen off the play action. And he's got Fitzgerald. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
Here we go now. 319. Check nine. Back 99 Philly. Here we go. Eyes up. Over.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
56. Lucky 56. Over, 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 over. Gun, 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 gun.
On second down, here's Rosen. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and give him some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Gun, 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 gun. Over, 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 over.
They go play action. It's Rosen. He's going to air one out. There's the first NFL catch for the former Aggie Christian Kirk. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is that
Detroit!
ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc
Watch it
on
now,
it.
Barney,
He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Green 39. Green 39. Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal.
Detroit! Detroit! Now let's go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. Well, this drive, they're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need 7 yards here.
Set! 319! 319!
They'll try to run it in. Johnson. And he fights his way in, not giving up. And it's a Cardinal touchdown. David Johnson taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Cardinals are in for 6. Now Dawson for the extra point. Oh, he missed the PAT. No good on the extra point, so a letdown there. And this will stay a 6-point ball game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. This offense trots back out there now, and as they do, Charles, one thing to point out that we saw a second ago are some of the new rules in the NFL this year regarding kickoffs.
Yeah, nowadays, the kickoff team, no more running starts. Remember that when you kind of circle a guy around and here he goes? No more. You have to start, close to the ball. And when it's kicked, then you get to take off and go, so you can't build up your speed that way. Also, when you're returning it, remember those wedges that we used to see where guys would form together, 2 or 3 guys? No more of those. So it'd be a lot more man-on-man, one-on-one blocking. And also, they have rules about where people have to be when the ball's kicked, where they have to be when the ball's caught. So to me, it's much more like a punt return than it is an actual kickoff return. So I'm eager to see if teams now take their punt.
The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. Chandler Jones in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Now it's Smith off the bootleg. And now he'll turn, and off his back foot, he'll heave this deep. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. Fourth down now.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
So on fourth down, the Redskins will call on Tress Way to punt it away. The Pro Bowler Patrick Peterson back deep for Arizona. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Well, the Cardinals coming out here and take a look back, Charles, at 2017. Really, everything started going south. Unfortunately, week one, that's when they lost David Johnson to a wrist injury. From there, they really couldn't turn it around.
And in the offseason, coaching change. Steve Wilks now in charge. Comes with a defensive bent. Remember, he's a defensive coordinator with the Carolina Panthers. And he probably was blitzing from the time he took the job. That's how aggressive he is. On the offensive side of the ball, you know, there's going to be a battle for the quarterback spot. You knew they signed Sam Bradford. Josh Rosen was drafted. But the identity of this team, David Johnson, their running back. Missing him most of last season really changed the whole dynamic of their year.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10.
Set! Green 39! Green 39! Shift! Watch the shift!
Rosen now off the bootleg. Pressure up the middle, and down he goes. Jonathan Allen in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 16. From the gun, it's Rosen. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Into the Redskins. Have it they do.
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talking about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him. Sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
They'll sneak it with Smith. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Alex Smith, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Redskins have tied it here. The extra point to come can put them in the driver's seat. On is Hopkins now for the extra point. Hopkins with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So out now come the Cardinals. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense. But when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You'd better be, because otherwise it's going to be a long day for you.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Now let's go! Blue 90! Blue 90! Hey, 50!
Now Glennon. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 7 yards on the play, and that's going to bring up a third down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun! 4 down, check, 4 down, 4 down. Hot! Detroit! Detroit! Hot!
Glennon. Fitzgerald's got it right side. And he'll get it out to midfield. Yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Detroit! Detroit! 50's the mic. Back 99 Philly, here we go. Watch QB jump.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They go back to the ground with Johnson, and he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. A minute 58 to go in this first half of play. More from the desert after this.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Throwing now, Rosen on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right? Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Detroit! Mike's 50. Mike's 50.
Let's set a tone, fellas.
Detroit! Detroit!
2nd and 10 now. It's Rosen. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Free safety, Clinton Dix, the man to make the play there on the defensive side.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they had incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half.
Now, lucky 56,
if you don't pick up the first
56.
down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
On 3rd down, Rosen. Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. And he's got this down to the 35. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
We saw everything we needed to see right there. Timing, anticipation, and accuracy. And when Josh Rosen throws a slant, if you're the receiver, get your hands up. Otherwise, the ball's going to stick right between your numbers in your chest.
Leopard!
Here's the rookie from Fordham. It's Chase Edmonds. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Now a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. First and
All right,
5.
now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
They want to go to the air again with Rosen. And Fitzgerald has got it. Touchdown, Cardinals. Larry Fitzgerald, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Cardinals are in for 6.
And that's exactly what you're supposed to do with good field position. You make the other side pay when you don't have far to go for the score.
Dawson tacks on the point after, and that'll make this a 6-point game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken very short, and this will not be a good return. He's out of bounds at the 12. So out now come the Redskins. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
They go play action here on first down. And that is incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Smith, gonna throw again. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Marcus Golden. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
4 down. Set. Wide 80. Let's go. 15.
And instead, they want to throw it off play action. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
There's a lot about that play you could easily see coming. Backed up in the shadow of their own goal line, you know they're going to face pressure.
He's lucky his arm was going forward. It was close, but it was going forward.
Yeah, it could have been a safety or even given up a defensive touchdown.
Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here they come, 2nd and 10 now from the 10.
Hey. Set. Blue 90. Blue 90. Let's go.
On 2nd down, Rosen. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10.
Gun.
53 is the mic. Watch the slant. Watch the
Gun.
From the gun. It's Rosen. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Rosen on first down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. And now running right through it. And he will be brought down. His time is now run out on this first half of action. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend, as we'll check in for the first time with the newest member of our Madden family. It's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This one fielded at the 5. And a nifty return there as he's all the way up past the 40-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, an update from there. And it's the Chiefs that have grabbed the early lead over the Chargers. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Four down, check. Set, blue 90, blue 90. Hot.
And they start the second half with Johnson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Detroit!
Now Rosen to throw on 2nd down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, they've done a good job on these receivers, pretty much held them in check. They're a little too close for comfort.
And you're always looking for a play to get you going, right? You're looking for someone to make one. But maybe this penalty, this pass interference call, that can help shake them loose.
The rookie Rosen has the Cards on the move. Here's 1st and 10.
4 down. Here we go now. 3-19.
They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one by the line of scrimmage.
They run again with Logan. Down right around the 25. Tackle made there by Zach Brown.
You've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. They haven't been stopped yet. A perfect 7 for 7. This is 3rd and 7. And now it's Rosen looking. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Ryan Kerrigan in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. So 4th and 15, but the offense is staying out there to go for it.
Watch tight. Tight is right. Here we go now.
They're going on fourth down. Rosen into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 17. First possession of the third quarter and interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Smith and the Redskins will come up now first and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47.
4 down. Check. I said.
They try to fire up the run game with Adrian Peterson. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
4 down.
Here's Smith now on second down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long. And they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. A shotgun snap for Smith. Caught on the right side, Reed. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And 12 yards that time and picking up the first. Gives it to the fullback. This is Kuhn. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
Orange.
On second down, here's Smith. Throwing the slant pattern here, complete. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. The Redskins on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Here's Smith. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moved.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Great footwork, but still wrangled down before reaching the 20. A gain of 6 there on first. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And Davis with it left side. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Set. Fine, 80. Let's go, yellow. Watch the run.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Take the running back, 25.
They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal.
15, yeah. Let's go. 15.
Throwing is Smith. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dayon Buchanan. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Offensively, when you see cover 2, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90.
They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. Solid footwork, but not able to get a whole lot. Brought down shy of the 10.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Now let's go. 3-19.
Again, it's Johnson. And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The Cardinals on third down. They've been outstanding. 7 first downs and 8 tries. This will be 3rd and 5.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39. Hey, alert. Gun.
Rosen will throw. And he's got Fitzgerald. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. And 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. So another snag for Fitzgerald, who in 2015 became the youngest player at age 32 to hit 1,000 receptions. He's piling up some more.
Well, the way he's playing today, it's almost like he's trying to get a second 1,000 just in one contest. And when they're operating this well and clicking like that, well, that's a big reason why they're winning the game.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90. Alert 16. Alert 16.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they were hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hey, boys, we got four down.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90. Hot.
Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. It's Cardinal football. They're also out in front of the scoreboard as we get set for the fourth.
Set. 319. 319.
SOS.
On second down, here's Rosen. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
I think someone's going to get into QB1's ear when he gets to the sideline. Already thrown an interception. That one should have been picked. Look, let's just be honest about it. That'd be the second person in his ear because he's hearing it in the huddle right now.
Not the start to the game he wanted. Like you said, the pick on the opening drive, second drive, not much better. The Cardinals on third down. They've been flat getting it done. 8 for 9 to this point. This is third and 9.
Gone.
Let's go, Mike. 50. Mike.
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Fabian Moreau. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. Well, some good games around the league here early in week one, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10.
Ready? Line 80.
Come on, boys. Come on. 15. Check. Check out, right? 15, yeah. Check 37. Let's go, 15.
After the interception, here's Smith, eluding the pressure right. On the crossing route, complete. It's Richardson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. They give him a gain of 38.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Right.
First down, here's a run with Peterson. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, second down.
On that play, it was the defensive front that won the battle. They out-leveraged the offensive line, got into the backfield, and held them to no gain.
Four down. Ready? Line 80.
To throw on second down is Smith. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Jamison Crowder there, and it's third down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure
15,
here.
Yeah. Let's go, 15.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. The veteran safety Antoine Bethea there on the defensive coverage.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech.
Watch the whip. All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Hot! Hot!
They go to Johnson again. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. The Cardinals on third down. They've been tough to stop. 8 for 10 so far. This is 3rd and 8.
Set! 319! 319!
From the gun, it's Rosen. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. Here's Andy Lee now as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. The Redskins offense now, they get set to take over here. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Give him 6 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down. Back to throw, Smith. Throw left side is complete to Reed. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
On 1st and 10, Smith. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Thompson. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Dive play, Coon. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
haven't been a defense coordinator yet, the thing 2nd and 2 is a fun situation to try and defend. Playbook is wide open for an offense, partner.
Nice job. Hold him to 1 after that 8-yard pickup on first down. Here we go. 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Smith. It's brought in by Doxson. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. Smith will bring his guys up 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
Eddie, line, Eddie!
And now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. A couple of first downs, has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10.
Eddie, line, Eddie! Hey, let's settle in. Come on, we're good. Hey. Watch out for 86. Hey, on.
Now it's AP, Adrian Peterson. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
4 down.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Smith. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Jordan Reed was the intended target, and it's 3rd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Let's go, 15.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. And that is incomplete.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. We've seen some big kicks in the NFL the last few years, and that one might just rank right up there.
And you know, you can hear the crowd react, right? But I was focused in on the sideline and watched them absolutely erupt. I don't know how many of them thought that he was actually going to make that kick, but how about how they felt when the ball went over the post?
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone. For a touchback. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. Detroit. Detroit. Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
Glennon. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Second and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards.
Gone! Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this.
Gone! Set, 319, 319.
Now Rosen looking to throw. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's third down. Nearly an interception. If that one's picked off, it's over. So a new lease on life, so to speak.
A lot of times when you're in coverage, you're so focused on the man and the coverage that sometimes the ball, if it arrives, it surprises you. That may have happened to him in that situation.
Caught by Nelson left side. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. What a big tackle there defensively.
One of the most difficult things for a defender to do, and think about the speed that he brought down. If he gets away, he's likely gone.
Here's Andy Lee now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Crowder now to return. Oh, and now he bowls him over. 12 yards on the return that time. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They need to get this around the 40 to have a chance to win it in regulation. From the 40, it's a 57-yard field goal, so that gives you a gauge.
And all they're trying to do now is pick up yardage in good chunks and get out of bounds to stop the clock. If they end up running a play.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Hassan Reddick in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Smith. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
The Redskins on 3rd down. 5 out of 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Now Smith. Trying to lay one up deep. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the 4th quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that.
Detroit!
Rosen to throw. Lets it go for Nelson. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down.
Now they're just trying to do anything possible to try and get the ball downfield and get into field goal range.
And with that clock dwindling, they felt the need to take a pretty big shot there. Unfortunately, couldn't complete it. After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Four down.
Over.
Here's Rosen. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. Boy, Charles, what a critical call in a tie game late.
You want to have the tight coverage. You don't want to cause the penalty. Pass interference in this case. Remember, it's a yardage foul in the NFL, a spot foul where it occurs.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Now let's go. 319. 319.
Throwing now is Rosen. And an alley to run. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. Into the Redskins. Have it, they do. And they had just picked it off to get the football. They fumble it right back. I looked over to both sidelines. A lot of scrambling to find the helmets.
Yeah, you can almost, you know both sides are screaming sudden change. Because when sudden change happens, that's a defensive call to get back out on the field. There's been a fumble, so an interception, some type of a turnover. You've got to get back out there and play. These guys just want to get to the bench and gather themselves and regroup a little bit. Let's see if these offenses can settle in and start taking care of the ball a little bit better.
And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout.
Twelve. Hey, on.
Now it's Smith. He'll buy some time right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And up past the 35, a very good return, but a penalty down. That may negate all the good work. So that will push him back.
And now we know why I had a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back, that penalty will move them back.
Let's go, yellow. Ready.
Now a play fake here on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Dayon Buchanan. In from his linebacker spot, he's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
Ready. Line 80. Hey, on.
Now it's Smith. And the pressure gets to him again. Dayon Buchanan. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT.
Watch 10. Come on. Watch 10.
Probably thinking they got to be careful not to force anything here in overtime. This is 3rd and a mile right now. And now the Cardinals are going to use another timeout. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Yeah, 52.
First throw here in overtime for Smith. He's going to look deep down the field. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a fourth down. Well, their defense did its job. Now they're going to get the football with a chance to win it.
And it feels like they ran out on the field, and right before they did, they told the offense, don't worry about this. We got you. Okay, we've got the situation under control. We'll get it back for you for a chance to win the game, and boy, they did it well.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done, now part 2.
3-19.
Hey, watch it, watch it. Motion.
Detroit!
They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22. As a fan of the NFL, for an opener, you can't ask for much more than this overtime in week 1.
I know it's hard to believe that some people may not have been watching our game, but I'll bet through social media they found out this one was snug and getting into overtime, and they flipped over here in a hurry. This is fantastic. If you're a fan of ball, you love these types of games.
Green 39.
Now what can Rosen do here at OT? He's going to float this one deep right side. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd
Let's
and
go.
8.
Blue 90. Blue 90. Hot.
And now it's Rosen looking. And this is going to be incomplete. And give credit to Reuben Foster, the linebacker, getting a hand in to disrupt.
All right, let's go ahead and try and get into the body and the mind of the linebackers. Yeah, I know they're bigger and stronger than I ever was, but in this situation, they understood what was going on as much as the offensive guys, because the offensive guys always taught find the first down sticks and make the play. Well, on defense, what do you want to do? Guard the first down line. Make sure they don't get there and tackle them in front. They were able to drop in their zone coverage, figure out where the first down line was, and end up making the play, swatting it away so they couldn't get the completion.
Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll be a second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
The tackle there by Patrick Peterson. Well, usually you don't think of the cornerback coming in for a no-gain play, but that's what we had there. Nice tackle.
Man, how about the range, too? Coming from the outside part of the play, moving his way into the inside and making that play happen. No gain for the offense, big play for the defense.
The Redskins on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now Smith. Out to the left here to Reed. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a first down. To go here in overtime. We'll be back after this.
All day. Let's go. Go.
Smith on first down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. No gain, and it's second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
Hey, boys, you got 4.
Smith now to throw. Crowder's got it over the middle. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. It'll be a Redskin first down as Smith hits Crowder.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Peterson. And he'll fall forward to the 29-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Here's Smith now on second down. It's caught by Davis. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. Well, right now, every little bit of yardage helps. They're obviously well within his range. It's just about keeping the football and getting in the right spot.
Know your kicker. As you mentioned, get it to the right spot, the place that he wants to kick it from. And if you do decide to throw the football, it either goes to your team or no one. It's the only kind of throw you make.
It's a gain of 5, and now the question, will the offense stay out there on 4th and 1? And now before they run this play on 4th and 1, we're going to get a break and a timeout. It'll be their second and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.
So for Washington, they needed overtime to do it, but they get the Week 1 victory thanks to the field goal. And they'll return home next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Arizona, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to take on the Rams. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Cannot join. Oh. Hey, what's good, guys? Hey, what's up, man? That was a tough one. Yeah, it was a good one. Couldn't. Tight end was getting me. Tight end out of the backfield. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I thought I was gonna get him when he was in the end zone. I thought I was gonna get him for a safety. I blitzed him like 4 or 5 times. But it was a good one. It wasn't a good thing. It wasn't division loss. So I gotta do some homework. I guess I play the Rams next. Where do I get to watch the Rams game? Did he play yet? Oh, should be my line after that shit. Couldn't do nothing. I'm gonna switch one of them. I'm gonna go the quarterback. Yeah. Right side linebacker. Damn, my mind is still in that game. What's his name? Hold on, let me just look at something real quick. Because after playing that game, kind of makes you change your mind where you need them at the most. And I think I might have to put one on my left tackle. Yeah, put one on my left tackle if you can. Yeah, Humphreys. Kirk. Put one on Kirk. That'll be good. My number 13, Kristen Kirk. Yeah, is he in here? Is that hey, what's up, Victor? Yeah, what's going on? It was a good game. It was a really good game. I actually get to play now, you know? It felt good just to play. There's a lot of things. Get this scout now and rebuild from. Christian Kirk. Yeah. Yeah, he put. Man, I missed that one deep pass though. Oh man. He had Josh Norman beat too on top of it. So hopefully now with this added on superstar trait, I might not get a little bit more accurate. But Redskins, you here? Yo, Victor, you was getting me with that tight end, man. I couldn't get that tight end. Yeah. All right, man. It was a good game, though. I'll check you guys out. Gotta get ready for next game. When's your next advance, then? When's your next advance? So it's here. What's the days? Monday. All right. All right, and you said the Rams did not play yet. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna put a 2-minute clip on that loss. I'm gonna put together a 2-minute video clip. All right, I'll see you guys. Pennsylvania. Damn, that shit was good. I gotta watch this film now. Yeah, we're getting it now. My big thing was I had the Jaguars playbook. I wanted to check it. I mean, I've been using it, and I think for a game like that, I think I'm gonna switch back to the Cardinals playbook. But there was a lot of things I was missing in that. Alright guys, I'll check you out. How do you leave? Oh. Yeah, I don't need much. Oh, with it.